I'll be honest, I don't rate American cars. Never have. They're too big, too soft, too cheap inside. Too much theatre and not enough engineering. But this is the new Dodge Charger, and it's the most powerful car in the US of A for under $55,000, which is 44 Great British pounds. And today, I'm going to see if this is the very first American car that I actually really, really like. Hurricane! Mwah. I've lost my head. Or maybe I'll hate this one too, and then Dodge will hate me. Awkward. Let's kick off with the most American thing ever. This is a family-size coupe with factory-approved tyre destruction. So, go into the menus, hit Race Options. I go Activate Line Lock. I then put the car into drive, left foot on the brake, press and hold OK to hold front brakes, continue to hold OK, release brake, apply full throttle. What could happen? This is utter nonsense! Oh my god! That is crazy! Why do you need to do that? It's totally pointless, but it's so much fun. Oh god, I'm just breathing a load of tyre smoke. Anyway, we need to see if this car is fast in a straight line. It's not just good at showing off, but I'm a little bit worried about this. Here we go, I'm going to brake boost it. Oh, come on, wheel spin too much. Come on, come on. Oh, it's hooked up finally. Ooh, 5.81 seconds. It's all right, but it doesn't feel BMW M4 quick, does it? This is how fast I've gone in one of those. Wow, that hooked up really well for a rear-wheel drive car only. Wow, 3.66 to 60. You know what, I've got a little bit of a trick to make this thing go even faster. We'll come to that later. First though, we need to talk about the engine. Now technically, you can get the new Charger with a massive V8. It's a 5.8 litre supercharged with over 1,000 horsepower. It's called the Drag Pack and it's actually not road legal and only 50 be made, so you're not getting one. This is the 6-pack and it gets Dodge's brand new 3 litre twin turbo straight 6 Hurricane engine. I love the way that the Americans give their engines an actual name, whereas the Germans, they like numbers and letters. Yeah, we have the BMW S58 engine in our M4, whereas Hurricane sounds more powerful, and it is more powerful than the German engine. So we've got 558 horsepower, 720 newton meters of torque, 8-speed automatic gearbox, and selectable all-wheel drive. Sounds good. No, it really does sound good. I tell you what, it's good to be here in the land of the free with no blooming EU noise regulations to spoil your fun. You know, the sound of this is almost good enough to make me not regret there's no V8 in it. I'll tell you what else does as well, the exterior design. The front end, it's absolutely perfect. It's wide, it's retro, it's mean, the black paint is mwah, and the illuminated grille and light signature are just menacing at night. This is proper 1970s retro muscle car. And then Dodge go and ruin it by fitting this horrible piece of tacky plastic, which is supposed to be some kind of air vent, but look, it doesn't go anywhere, does it? And then on the side, you've got these tacky B logos. They're a reference to the Scat Pack. It's like a 1960s drag racing thing. But yeah, cool story, bro. I'd take them off, put them straight in the bin. At the back, they've absolutely nailed it. That retro boxy design, the light bar, once again, looks incredible at night. It does just look like the 1970s muscle car, doesn't it? And look, I'm going to use the Carwise stick of truth to prove there's no fakery here. We've got real exhaust pipes. If you get the EV version of this, there are no exhaust pipes. More on that later. Overall though, fabulous design. But the question is, can you actually live with this car? Weird on this, the Charger is actually a hatchback. They used to be saloons. But you get 644 litres of space, which is very good, although the space is quite shallow. Now let's demonstrate by you and me, Lewis. We'll jump into the car. Okay, well I can show you a problem here. Look, if I get this case, you'll see at this part, it's not very deep. So, actually I like this. The lower button is there, so you don't have to reach up for it, like you do on most cars. But look, See, if you want to carry boxy items in this car, it's not going to happen. Not really. In theory, I should be super comfy. So headroom's really good. Knee room's amazing. This car's very wide. It's got a lovely glass roof. I've got loads of tech like USB ports, heated seats, but I'm not comfy. And the reason I'm not comfy is because my knees are around my ears, almost like I'm in the birthing position. In fact, being sat like this is making me want to take a toilet break. Have we got time? I need to.
No.
All right. The reason is there's no footwells because this car is meant to take a big battery underneath because it's also sharing its platform with the EV model. So there's no footwells and they haven't put them back in for the internal combustion engine car, which is silly. Hopefully we don't have that same problem in the front. In some ways it's actually worse. If you look down here, you'll see literally no footwell. And so you sit on this with your legs straight out in front of you, a little bit like you're on a deck chair at the beach, and you can never get the seat as low as you want to go. I feel like I'm just too raised up for this kind of car, and it's a shame because in every other way this car is quite practical for a sporty vehicle. So decent cup holders, decent door bins, good storage under here, and the design of it is generally really nice apart from the odd shaped steering wheel, and quality is good as well. It's more European than American. But what about the tech? You know, America's famous for its tech companies, but not so much in their cars. The touchscreen is brilliant, so the graphics are sharp, it's crisp, it's responsive, it's colourful as well. The user interface is one of the best out of any American systems I've ever used. It's quite easy to navigate through all the different functions, and your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are wireless and very, very easy to use. That is good. What's not so good though, the dials. Now, I'm not entirely sure what Dodge is trying to achieve here. So you've got all these different views, and you cycle through to get to the one that you actually want in a car like this, which is with the rev counter. And then with the rev counter, the speedo, they've like blurred out, like they've been using Photoshop. Why are they doing the dials like that? It's like they just hit future smudge and goes, oh well, that'll do, let's call it a day. The heads-up display is bright, it's clear, and it's concise. The acoustic glass lets through only the right noises, so when you're just cruising along it's nice and quiet, but when you give it the beans you can hear that exhaust note. The surround view cameras, absolutely crystal clear. I'm going to give Dodge a full 10 out of 10 for them, but I'm going to deduct 5 marks because there's no physical camera button to bring it up when you're driving about, which is annoying. There is one that you can actually get as a shortcut through a drop down menu, but it's hidden, and when I first picked the car up I didn't know it existed, and it caused me a bit of a problem. So there I was, a little old me, just landed in America after a long flight, pick up the car, coming out the multi-storey car park, and I noticed there's a high curb. I'm like, I need the surround view cameras. It's surely got them, I know it has, so I know, I'll just put it into reverse and it'll pop it up because I can't see any physical button. There it is. Okay, I'm going to be good to get around this curb. Going to drive, disappears. So I'm there like looking, where's the button, where's the button, where's the button? Got people behind me honking the horns, people are getting cross. They have guns in America and everything. I just had to go for it, and yeah. This happened. So I was driving around this high curb, you know, I'm in a foreign country, white car, the steering wheel's on the totally wrong side, and I felt this kind of like step from the rear. I was like, oh no, you know that feeling. You get out, you hope that it's not happened, but then yeah, look, I've curbed the alloy wheel. Brand new Dodge Charger, 20-inch powder coated alloy wheel, and I've done that to it. I'm so sorry, Dodge, please forgive me. Though actually, it's your own fault, design fault with the car, no physical camera button. I'm not paying for that. Anyway, let's stop crawling around in the dirt and go somewhere where this car should actually shine. On a twisty road, the steering feels sharp, it's responsive, it grips, turns in well, the rear differential manages the power, and those 305 section rear tyres just hook up. The suspension as well, it's firm but fair, so when you're tootling about round town or cruising on the highway, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. And then here, when you're cornering hard, it keeps the body nice and flat and gives you confidence. Oh yeah. There is a problem though, you can't hide this car's weight. So it weighs in at 2,185 kilograms, which is a lot. The EV version, that's 2,600 kilograms, though that does have 680 horsepower. This one though, I have to say, when you first put your foot down, it doesn't feel as aggressive or as punchy as a BMW M4, even though it has more torque at 720 Newton meters. That lordy weight just dulls the initial pickup. Also, the gear shifts don't feel quite as brutal or as sharp as the BMWs. Still, once you're going, this thing feels fast. Question is though, can it stop? Hard stop, 60 miles an hour. Here we go. Oh! That didn't feel good. Oh no, 38 meters. Oh, you're looking for about 35 meters. I'm surprised at that. We've got Brembo brakes all round, 6 hot calipers at the front. This car, for some reason, it comes on all season tyres. What's that about? Oh dear, that is the second performance test in this car that has disappointed me. There is one last thing to do. Maybe the car can redeem itself. Now I need to come clean. Earlier when I launched the car, I did it in rear wheel drive only mode, just for lols. Some of you might have spotted it. What I'm going to do now though, is it properly. So I'm going to go into race options, activate launch control, left foot on the brake, punch the throttle. Here we go. Oh yes! That is more like it. 4.15 seconds. Still not as fast as a BMW M4, but not bad for such a heavy car. There's something else that might surprise you about this, the price. Right, let's talk money in dollars and in pounds. The Dodge Charger Scat Pack 6-Pack Plus costs from $60,000. Here in California, with taxes on the road, you're talking $65,000, which is 50 grand UK. Now this one with options, $75,000, which is £60,000 UK. However, if I wanted one of these in the UK, I'd have to import it, pay VAT and import duty and other costs. You're looking at £85,000 to import this very car here, which puts it into BMW M4 territory. Oh dear. You might be thinking, oh, don't worry, I'll just get one used. But before you buy any used performance car, there's something you need to do. That is, of course, to do a used car history check. And I recommend using Car Vertical. So you might be thinking, do you know what? For similar money to one of these in the United States, you could get in the UK a used Mercedes-AMG C63. In fact, look, I found one on CarWow 2020. It's just over £40,000. Now, I ran a Car Vertical history check on that one. Obviously, being on CarWow, it was clean, everything good. But here's a car history check by Car Vertical on another C63, which wasn't clean. Look, it's got reports of damage. So that car could have been fixed, put back on the road, and you may never know. Or you can use that to go, well, listen, I've seen the damage, I'm going to demand some money off that car. Either way, make sure you're fully warned. And to do that, use a Car Vertical history check. So you can click the link in the description of this video or the pinned comment to go there and apply the code CARWOW for 20% off. You don't want to end up buying a car with a shady past. That's very annoying. Speaking of annoying, here's some annoying things about the Dodge Charger. While overall quality is very good, some of the smaller bits of plastic that they've used in the car feel pre-production. They're the kind of things that when you do have a pre-production car to review, the manufacturers say, yeah, don't comment on that because we're going to change it at a later date. It seems that Dodge forgot to change it. This centre console doesn't feel properly screwed in, look. Terrible. The huge camera pod in the middle of the windscreen, which the rearview mirror is attached to, extends quite far down and it blocks the view in the middle of the windscreen. Look, I've lost my head. This roof panel doesn't seem to fit particularly well towards the back. It's worse on this side than on the other side. If you turn the ignition on, not with the engine running and the doors are open, you get this annoying sound and it just doesn't shut up. It's like you're reversing into a wall or something. Also, I don't like this haptic feedback panel here, so I'd rather either have just touch sensitive or actual physical buttons, not this haptic thing, because you feel like you need to press it more and it's just odd. I don't like a wheel arch gap. I mean, we've got 20-inch alloy wheels and yet I can still fit a whole hand in there. I hate this gear lever. It feels like you're giving someone a reach around. I don't know what that feels like, obviously. I don't know why Dodge has fitted such a long release tab for the front seats. Look, normally you pull like that to activate them, but with this, you have to go like that. Look. You feel like you're taking the seat for a walk. Hey, 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 boy, hey, hey, hey. Well, I absolutely love the look and feel of these seats with like the leather and the velour, which actually reminds me of the Imperial Guard Star Wars figure I had as a kid. Anyhow, the problem with them, side bolsters, they're not great and they feel a little bit wide, like they're built for a larger person, and that is not some British person taking the mickey out of Americans for being fat, because in the UK we're just as big and obese nowadays anyway. But these seats just don't hold you in place well enough when you're driving quickly, and it's especially bad for your passengers. Sort of reminds me of this famous YouTube clip. I've been waiting years to be able to include that in a car review video, and finally I've done it. The Dodge Charger is a gift that keeps on giving. In a big, powerful, brutal muscle car, you're going to want some nice, big, tactile, metal paddle shifters, but instead, no, here you have some tiny little plasticky buttons like that. They actually feel like they belong on a coffee machine, some kind of like kitchen appliance, not on this car. The spec sheet said this car came with ambient lighting as standard, but I couldn't find it, and that's because they've called it attitude adjustment. But the actual attitude adjustment is blooming good. Look at that. The colours are amazing and it's very, very bright. However, you really want to be able to use it at night, but you can't because you get terrible reflections in the windscreen. Nightmare. You know what? This car is 50% awesome, but also 50% annoying, which makes it 100% American. And yet, despite all of that, here's the part that really surprised me. After listing out all those annoying things, I still love this car. The looks, perfect. The sound, perfect. The stupidity, absolutely perfect. And here in the US, for $75,000 or 60,000 British pounds, yeah, go ahead and buy it, absolutely. In the UK though, after import costs, 80 odd grand, same price as an M4, I'll take the BMW, thank you very much. It seems as though I've finally found an American car I genuinely love, only when it's here in America. Classic.
First sight, I never believed. When I saw you for the first time, I changed my mind. Your eyes and your smile are a fantasy. I need